Good afternoon. You're now listening to The Common Thread, the official podcast for the Howard Thurman Center. My name is Howard.
My name is Greg.
And I'm Amanda.
And today we are joined by two very special guests. Would you all mind introducing yourself, please?
I'm Renee.
I'm Sneha.
And the topic is early holiday marketing and advertising, which I personally have a huge problem with. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I got a big problem with it. I hate when Christmas ads are put up before Halloween or during even. I don't like when it overlaps with Thanksgiving either. I think it sucks. So one of the things that we want to explore today is just why do companies feel the need to advertise holidays to the point where they overlap with one another? Why isn't there a specific time frame for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas?
And let me just clarify really quick. Sneha is marketing in the School of Management, and Renee is an anthropology major with a focus on religion. That's right. Okay, just so you guys know why they're here and how awesome they are.
I think a good starting point is probably why this makes you so upset, Howard.
Okay. Let's get that started first.
Let's break it down.
I feel like, I often say that there's a time and a place for everything, right? With that being said, I feel like I sort of want to take things traditionally and sequentially when it comes down to holiday advertising, holiday shopping, buying, these sort of things. So when it's October, to be honest with you, I don't really even celebrate Halloween, but I think you expect October to sort of be that time when you can go into your stores, your Targets, your Walmarts, your CVS, whatever, and find bunches and bunches of candy and, skulls and skeletons and all these things. Ghoulish things. Perfect word. I like that, ghoulish. Now, when it comes into November, you expect to see turkeys and, feathers, lots of colorful things, right? And as soon as that passes, you have Santa, candy canes, reindeer, all these different things. So I feel like there should be, honestly, a set time frame in the midst of each holiday so you can appreciate each one as it comes. But you want to throw, you want to throw Christmas in the midst of Halloween. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Because I don't think that's not how American consumerism works.
So is your problem that nobody can really appreciate these holidays because we're always thinking about the next one?
That's exactly my problem.
Yeah, I think a lot of consumers nowadays are thinking like you, but the businesses are not. So I guess as a School of Management student, I'm going to have to vouch for some of these companies.
No, please do. Please do.
Howard wants answers.
And, and you just have to look at the numbers. And Black Friday, for example, accounts for up to 40% of annual sales for some companies and some retailers, which is a huge, huge thing. And the products that they sell during these months have huge margins, which help these companies a lot. So on a business perspective, this is what they're doing just to stay afloat, and
to stay afloat or to make extra profit, capitalizing off people.
Yeah, you know what? I think you have a good point. I think it's both. It is both. Businesses don't care about their consumers. They don't care about the ethos of Thanksgiving that's being lost because of Black Friday and things like that. But it is for the numbers, and 2012 was not as good of a retail season for companies as it should have been. So yeah, but I do agree with you as well. Right. I'm a person too. I'm not just,
you're not just a business student?
Right.
I'm kidding.
I'm not just good old SMG. I totally agree with you that holidays need to be preserved, and yeah.
I actually I tweet a lot, but I actually
you
made
don't
a
say,
tweet.
Renee.
I actually made a tweet because I found it funny how I guess based off of marketing, it's literally you have Thanksgiving that's coming up, and everybody's like, be thankful for what you have, love your family and friends, and blah blah blah, blah. And then it's like the next day, okay, go buy some more stuff, and then it's like
you
just
go
without it. Exactly. It's like be thankful, but get some more. But on Black Friday, on Small Business Saturday, on Cyber Monday,
Small Business Saturday is a thing.
Yeah.
Is
I have no idea. What
it
is?
No, I didn't know about
What
that.
is small business?
It's I guess it's recent, but it's basically like just support your small businesses, your local businesses on the Saturday or Sunday.
It's the Saturday after Black Friday.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Sunday
weekend of
anything?
shopping.
Is does Sunday have a tradition as well?
I guess you go to church that day.
Right.
You go to church to atone for the sins of all the money you've spent.
Exactly. Pray that we get more money in our bank accounts.
Yeah.
For Cyber Monday.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, for Cyber Monday.
my
So I
God.
guess, like, is it safe to say that the expectation is, if we want to focus on Black Friday specifically, that like once consumer goes into like a Walmart or Best Buy or whatever, that they're not only going to be buying for, just for the sake of it being Black Friday, but they're going to make sure that they get as many things as they can for Christmas, maybe even the next Christmas too, because I know my mom is one who always tells me like Black Friday is a time where people, they buy Christmas presents for that year, but they also look even further down the line for the next year as well to stock up. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Because these sales, even if you see like a 5% discount, in the consumer's mind, that means just, there's a discount, I have to spend money. So it's more of a license to spend than to save. So in the end, they end up actually spending more, which is what these companies are actually going for. They want you to spend more, even if it's just a 5% discount. And then the other part of it is also like a little bit of treating yourself, because it is the end of the year. You're feeling kind of low, you want to treat yourself, buy some nice things for yourself. So that also adds to it.
They always have those additional things too, where it's like, okay, buy an iPad and also an iTunes gift card with that, and then you'll get this, and then you'll get that.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I might as well just get the iPad now since I get all this other stuff, but you're still paying more money for it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a cultural, almost psychological thing. I mean, this doesn't, for one thing, Black Friday doesn't exist in other countries because they simply don't have Thanksgiving. It's an American holiday.
True.
And
Is Black Friday tied to Thanksgiving though?
because
Is it just
it's
happens
all.
to fall the day
Yeah, it's just all. It's like you're done with Thanksgiving now. It's stroke of midnight. Go,
Like
go shop.
Does Thanksgiving
And Howard's getting worked up. I can see him.
having sat down and ate a massive meal, does that mean if you don't do that, you can't go Black Friday shopping? Are they directly linked, or is it just a thing that falls on the next day that we look forward to?
I don't even know if there's a
Yeah.
language.
All I know is that I'm too tired and full to go shopping. That's just me personally.
No, but see, here's my thing, right? And I'm trying my best not to go on rants, but it was like I think you phrased it perfectly when you said, after Thanksgiving, the clock strikes midnight, and now you're ready to go shop. I feel like that's because people sort of start to think, and maybe we're just like, culture to think this way, but like as soon as like the meal is over and, clock strikes midnight and now we know that Black Friday is a thing, it's almost like that in and of itself. Like Black Friday puts the perfect separation between Thanksgiving and Christmas for that people need to sort of draw a clear line between the two. So I feel like when you're like trying to buy, stuffing and all the macaroni and cheese in the world that you can find, it's like you don't want to do that and at the same time buy lights for the house. Like you don't want those two to conflict.
It stresses me out. Like we're going grocery shopping for Thanksgiving, and I see all the Christmas stuff like wrapped and ready to go, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm not ready
it's
for
a lot
this.
of pressure.
It is a lot of
Yeah.
pressure.
But here's the thing, isn't the day after Thanksgiving the day that you like put up your Christmas tree and like the lights and stuff?
Not my
Isn't
family.
that
My family is usually a little too lazy for that.
'Cause I see the Christmas tree signs up, and
This
you
is
got
true.
people selling on the side, and everyone's like
Right.
putting up their decorations. And
Yeah.
Right. One thing that I wonder about, just in terms of sales, I wonder if it's counterintuitive in a sense, like all the early marketing, just because I think sometimes people may feel rushed to buy, and so they may not want. It's almost like you don't really want to give in to the allure. Almost like, do you think that any of that, like, there's truth to any of that?
There is, but there isn't, because these sales that they put on are so tempting to customers that they just can't resist, even if they want to. So it's come to the point where it is a psychological thing, where it's like the thrill that comes with finding a good bargain, and that's just kind of embedded in people's minds now, and they just can't resist it. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's become a ritual of sorts.
I think when's it gonna, not necessarily when's it gonna stop, because I'm not necessarily opposed to Black Friday, but this year you see people people were skipping Thanksgiving dinner to wait in line at Target because
Yeah.
now
Don't do
Target and
that.
Walmart now open at like 7 p.m.
People
on
had
Thanksgiving
tests
Day.
like a week or two before the holiday. I
Good
think.
Lord.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I think it's also interesting that these holidays, they're no longer days, they're seasons. Like Christmas isn't just December 25th.
Right.
Christmas starts now on November 29th.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know. When did this sort of phenomenon start becoming so prevalent?
I think it was only in the past few years because I feel like before college it was Black Friday 5 a.m. whatever, and then now it's literally Thanksgiving 8 p.m. So you can literally eat your meal, take a nap, go shop. And so I feel like it's just
Or
within
eat it
these
in
past
line.
few years.
Or meal to go place.
Exactly. Be like, can I have my meal to go? I'm sorry, I love you all, but
Yeah.
TV's
Right.
on sale.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like it really had to have been a recent thing, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is a sort of recent phenomenon, but the payoff for companies in this economic situation is a lot higher than the risk or the cost that they incur from being open on Thanksgiving. But yeah, it's like very frustrating that they're doing that.
Now, I know we've been talking about holiday marketing, but Howard, would you like to know my biggest pet peeve?
Please
when it
please
comes
tell
to
me.
marketing?
Please share.
When it's June
Mm-hmm.
and there are back to school ads, and I actually get a little bit angry. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you reminding me of this? We have months.
Right.
And it's like, I think
At
I have
least
like
two.
some kind of like, bad memories. It like goes, it's like some kind of PTSD where I go back to my childhood, and I remember being like 10 years old
Having
and
to
I'm
buy
on
the
summer
school box and-
vacation.
yeah,
Back
yeah.
when we didn't have to do anything during the summer, we could be normal kids. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right.
And then they're ruining it for you when you're trying to watch your cartoons.
Yes. And so, but like even that, right? Like we can even, say like an argument can be posed that I think a lot of schools get out in, May or June, and not even three weeks later you're shoving
Yeah.
notebooks back in my face. I'm not even taking summer classes. Like what, and so I think that in one aspect of it, it's just, I guess when I take a look at it from a marketer's standpoint, there's sort of a desire to keep the ball rolling. Like, would you say that's safe to say? Just like from, one to the next, like if you can have them overlap, then why not? Because even in this article that I came across on the CBS network for Connecticut, a quote that I pulled from it said, according to the National Retail Federation, 2012 saw an immensely profitable holiday season as stores experienced overall sales increase of 3.5% or 579.5 billion more in sales. The NRF predicts that this year's holiday sales will increase even more. So I guess like there's sort of a push to really keep things going as fluid as possible.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely on part of these companies. They just want to stay afloat, increase sales, and they'll do whatever they can to do that.
Mm-hmm. Stresses me out,
But-
man.
But I think we can't necessarily blame these companies because at the end of the day, we're the ones who are consuming it. The companies.
Yeah, of course.
The companies aren't going to open up at 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving if there's no demand to shop at 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving. So,
True. And I just want to backtrack on a point that you brought up earlier when you sort of mentioned like when has this phenomenon become like so strong, because I even remember hearing in like it was either last year or the year before last, like people have even gotten hurt, like
There's a death toll for Black Friday now.
And like I think that when you look at it like that, now it becomes more of like something to question. Like, hold on, like I understand that we have to take advantage of these deals, of these sales, but like if it's coming to the point where you're doing it where it disrupts the, I guess, family time that people look forward to when it gets to Thanksgiving, and B, when people's lives are at stake, like that's a bit much, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it really
I
doesn't
don't
say
know.
anything good about the culture of
Right.
consumerism, does it?
But
No.
And it goes beyond just the, oh, that's so like greedy of you or selfish. It's ridiculous. You hear stories about people like breaking down doors in stores and people getting trampled. Come on, guys. Come
Now-
on.
Now let me wait. Did you want?
And the people even shop like that have to be at the stores don't even get to spend Thanksgiving because they're already there like stocking up. So it's like they're not there, then they're getting injured. And it's like, what is going on?
Right. And I don't want to make it seem like, oh, Howard doesn't go Black Friday shopping or like it doesn't happen often.
Did you go Black Friday shopping?
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. But
You did go, didn't you?
He's there at 8.
He went.
Right. I definitely, took a peek in the nearest Walmart. But even like when we talk about the time of sales, I remember a few years ago, my mom bought like a new TV that was a part of a Black Friday deal the next day, and I think she did that in the morning, and it worked out for her, especially because she used to work at Target, working at a department store. Mm-hmm. But what struck me as interesting this year is I actually flew home on Thanksgiving Day, and on the way from the airport to my house, you pass like so many different stores, and the Walmart that isn't closest to my house, like the line to get into the actual shopping area was out until where it met the road. You know what I mean?
Oh
like people
God.
were really, really super eager to just shop. So yeah, that's this interesting period.
I hate to be like all down about it, but it kind of makes me sad because you're losing like the meaning of the holidays, which is more about like being with your family, appreciating what you have.
Yeah.
I hate to be the moral one, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it just goes to show, what are we looking forward towards when these holidays sort of come up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we looking forward, when Thanksgiving is around the corner, am I looking forward to going home and enjoying a meal with my family, or am I looking forward to buying that TV that I've had my eye on and I know it's about to be on sale?
And don't get me wrong, presents are great. I think everybody loves getting them, but at the same time, I love being with my family, cooking, even when we're fighting about who's cooking and who's doing what, and why did you burn that?
I know, everyone loves Thanksgiving. It's such a fun holiday, and I think it's like we have to kind of bind together as consumers and like let these businesses know, that we are not interested in shopping on this day, but until we do that, they're just going to keep shop open.
I think this sort of, one of the issues that this sort of ties into is the secularization of holidays, where you have a lot of these things started off as religious traditions, but they eventually sort of moved into just practices that people celebrate, even though they might not necessarily be religious, and then all of a sudden you get sort of the consumer culture that sort of comes out of that. So what are people's sort of thoughts on that, sort of the secularization of these holidays, and the fact that Christmas, I mean, for people celebrate Christmas who aren't necessarily even Christians, it's just sort of a thing
I know a lot
now.
of people who celebrate Christmas in the commercial way, even though their families are not, traditionally Christian.
I mean,
which I'm not looking down on, but I just know a lot of people who do. Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people are now just kind of working with it, as compared to being like, oh, okay, we're really going to do this or that. It's like, okay, you go to midnight mass, and then you also go wrap your gifts, like, right after, or you're still opening gifts. And I think, gifts are a part of the origin of Christmas and everything, but it really goes from, okay, are we going to have everyone together? What are we going to eat? Like, what are we going to do? Going from those kind of questions to what am I going to get her? What am I going to get him? Like, do I have enough money? Like, get something big? It's like that shouldn't be the concern, but that's really what it is. And so I feel like people end up just kind of like trying to tie the two, like the actual religious side of it and then the secularization side of it, and trying to put it together with whether that's church and then wrapping gifts or, shopping and that.
And I have to say, like, I'm the youngest of 4, and so growing up, there was definitely a time where I remember, getting like a bunch of presents and like so on and so forth. And like as I got older, like I think I really had to check myself as to, why am I really looking forward to Christmas? You know what I mean? Like, and especially, my mom did raise us in a way where, we go to church every weekend and so on. And so I had to sort of ask myself, like, am I looking forward to like the gifts and the toys and like so on and so forth, the games, as I got older, or am I trying to really keep the religious aspect of the holiday, I guess, sacred in a sense, And I think that for a lot of people, with consumerism, when we take that into account, it does sort of shift the scope some, just because it's all around us. You know, we turn on the TV, we see ads. You know what I mean?
What was that ad? It was they were the Christmas carolers, but instead of singing the Christmas carols, shop, 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 shop. I think that's to capture it perfectly.
That was
You're
Greg's
right,
favorite
yeah.
commercial.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. Even for my family isn't religious, but my mom is huge on spending time with family, especially. I mean, always. My mom is like, when are you coming home? But especially during the holidays, she was like, I definitely got a few lectures when I was younger and a wee little one excited about presents. She was like, this is not the point. This is not what we do. Welcome to the family, sweetheart. Like, so you know.
So I think a question to ask, just, you know, nearing the end of this episode is, have you all started buying things for Christmas yet?
No.
And if you have, at what point have you? That's what I want to know.
No, I lied. I have bought some things. It's because the house that Renee and I live in,
Oh, yes.
we did a secret snowflake, which
Aw.
it's the politically correct Secret Santa. It was really great. But so I did buy a few things for my little secret snowflake. But other than that, no, I haven't.
Yeah, that's true. Besides that, I haven't yet. But I've been thinking, I'm like, oh, I wonder what I can get somebody. Then it always feels like an obligation. It's like, okay, who am I going to see on that day
Yeah.
that I have to show up with something for them? And it's like,
Who I need to
and
get gifts
it's
for.
hard to go into your family dinner and be like, I just want to be with you guys and like
But we're college
celebrate
students.
the
This is the
spirit.
only time in
Yeah.
which you can.
Yeah, you can
I've
do
been
that.
focusing
Yeah, exactly.
about
After
other
this year,
stuff.
I think it's gonna be kind of hard to go with, you know, like clearly I'm broke. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Have you started shopping at Sneha?
I actually have, because you know what? Thanksgiving break, we just have time on our hands.
There you go. That's true.
And, you know, come back here. Got to think of your friends at BU.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
So I guess that does kind of these this consumerism. It's not necessarily bad, because, you know, if we're trying to buy stuff, as long as you're trying to buy things for right reasons. If I want to buy something for somebody else because I know they would really appreciate it, and this is the only opportunity I have to buy it for cheap, then it doesn't make Black Friday look as bad. But I think when you see people sort of stampeding over each other, you sort of assume that they're just trying to get stuff for themselves, and it just sort of makes it look like this sort of terrible, terrible phenomenon. I don't know. What can we learn from all of this?
I know what we can learn. I have an idea. No, I know. Well, do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
No, I feel like you should go first,
All
and
right.
then I'll go.
So, I mean, well, really, I was just gonna say that I think that the time that you buy whatever it is you buy is completely up to the consumer. Like, no one's gonna be like, oh, you know, wait until December to buy Christmas presents, because to be honest, that's only 25 days.
Yeah.
Like, how much are you gonna really
Or
get?
Hanukkah presents.
Or Hanukkah,
We'll
absolutely.
include our Jewish
right,
friends.
right,
Yes.
right. So it's not a time stamp that you could, you know, give any one person and say, this is when you start, this is when you stop. But I think appreciating each holiday, whatever it is, you know, Christmas, Hanukkah, anything, for what it is really the goal for me, at least.
Well, I have a gift for every. Well, I guess I don't have a gift. It's Howard's gift, really, and it did not cost anything. So look at us bucking consumerism.
Right.
However, Howard did put his heart and soul into it. Am I right about that?
You're very right.
You are
You're
right.
very right.
So you guys know. You should know if you've listened to our previous episodes. Howard raps. He's very talented. He writes his
Rather
own
well.
raps.
Rather
Rather well. Yeah, we did a whole episode about it.
He did.
And
he
he
did.
wrote a rap for our podcast.
I did.
Yes, that we are looking to maybe implement next semester as a regular thing. Who knows? But his Christmas present to you, his holiday present to you, is this rap.
All right, so here goes. You're now listening to The Common Thread. Come hang with Tarif, Amanda, Howard, and Greg, discussing all the current events, issues that affect you, your family, and your friends. Healthy conversation to stimulate the mind. We're here every week, same place, same time. In the HTC, we give you food for thought. Long live Howard Thurman and the peace he brought. Powerful insight and interesting viewpoints. We hope you walk away from the show with some new points, because what's knowledge if it's never refined? The HTC podcast starts now. It's time.
Woo!
We should-
I think that's it. Is there really anything else to
Drop
say?
the mic sound.
Drop the mic. How was that? Guys getting that?
Exactly. But no, I think this
Thank you, Howard.
No problem. This was a great last episode for the semester.
Yes, it was.
We will definitely miss you, Amanda, when you're gone
Yeah,
next semester.
I will be going abroad to Dublin, so I will be back next fall. But I'm gonna keep listening, so I expect great things.
Absolutely, and best of luck to you when you're out there.
Thank you.
We'll have to figure out some type of Skype situation. Like we did with Howard.
Well, we need to make sure, because if you guys all remember the first episode that Howard came on, there were some monster noises happening. It sounded like a lion was eating him all the way over in London.
Right. You might have figured out. Technology might have.
Maybe
might have
technology's improved. I don't
Technology
know.
might have
We'll work on it. But yeah, I'll Skype in. I'll say hi to you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
We'd like to thank
Renee.
our guests one more time.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Renee and Sneha. It was really great to have you on. Thank you for joining our crazy little episode.
Thanks for having me.
No
Yeah, of
problem.
course.
Our pleasure.
All right. Well, once again, I'm Howard,
I'm Greg.
I'm Amanda.
and that's been the podcast.